Let's do a one pot wonder. We're gonna make another version of baked chicken and rice. I call it like an Italian version. There's some tomato sauce, sun-dried tomatoes, olives. It's delicious, it's garlicky, it's easy, and it's absolutely sublime, and the whole family will love it. You guys loved the other one that I made a few months ago, so I figured I would bring you this version because it is absolutely delicious. Now, if you watched that video, you know that I like starting with bone-in skin on chicken thighs, but I don't like to bake them directly without searing them. Otherwise, you're gonna get really soggy skin, and nobody wants that. So I like to sear my chicken first for optimal flavor and texture. If you don't want to bother with that and you literally want to just throw everything in a 9x13 and bake it, just use boneless, skinless chicken thighs instead, and it'll be just great. But I'm going to just do this in a large scale, like a deep-sided skillet, and this is actually what I'm going to bake everything in. So it goes from stove to oven very easily. To that, I'm actually going to add a little bit of the sun-dried tomato oil that comes in my sun-dried tomatoes. I don't like to use sun-dried tomatoes that are like vacuum sealed because they're like, I feel like they're just tough and flavorless. I always like to get the ones in the oil. And I'm gonna use some of this oil you need about, I'd say 2 to 3 tablespoons to sear my chicken. Gives you really great flavor. There's herbs under there, there's good flavor. And while that's warming up, it doesn't need to be screaming hot, because the way I like to render fat on bone-in skin on chicken is the same way I like to cook bacon. I start it in a colder pan so that it really has a good chance to like really render all of that fat, rather than searing right away and then your skin's still kind of soggy in places, you know? I'm gonna just treat my chicken thighs very simple with, this is my favorite garlic and herb seasoning, because in here there is really just garlic and herbs, which we love, not anything else that you don't know what it is. And I'm just gonna add that, and I'm gonna add some salt, of course, and I'm gonna do pepper, because I want this to have really good flavor. Oven preheated to 350. And now I'm just gonna take this chicken, again, colder pan, it's fine, it'll be great. It's not super hot yet, it's fine. And you don't want to put this on super high heat because you'll burn your garlic and herb spices. So about a medium heat, leave them in there about 10 minutes or so on that first side, which is really the main side that I care about. And I'm just gonna season that side and just let it go. Chicken is fully browned, beautifully seared. Now you see there's a lot of fat in here. That's all fat I don't need. It has really not much to do in here, but there's a lot of great flavor in here. And since I'm baking this whole thing in the same skillet, I'm gonna utilize that. To that, I'm gonna have my mixture of hot tomato sauce and chicken stock. I turned it off by now, by the way. There's nothing else on, okay? And this, as it cooks, it's gonna lift all those beautiful brown bits on the bottom. And then you're gonna go ahead and add your garlic. Again, we're not doing anything to this except mixing it all together. Sun-dried tomatoes that I have chopped. Handful of Kalamata olives. A little pinch of Italian seasoning. Pinch of salt, of course. We need things to be flavored and beautiful. Mix that. Add in your rice. This is just long grain rice, nothing fancy, just plain old rice. Get that coated. And then you're gonna take your chicken and you're gonna just sit that back in there. And this is just wonderful. And when it comes out, we are going to cover this with parsley and basil. And then what I'm gonna do is when I serve it, I'm gonna add a little Parmesan cheese on that rice, and it's delicious. There I say it's like a mock, not a real risotto at all, but it's almost like a mock risotto. Do you know what I mean? It's delightful. I'm gonna cover this with foil, and in it goes into a 350 oven for 30 minutes covered. Remove the foil and pop it back in for 30 more minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Look at how gorgeous. Look at how fluffy. I wanna show you. See how the rice is fluffy? It's not like all soggy and wet. It's perfection, honestly. And the rice already tastes so good because I had to do a little taste test. Do you know what I mean? The chicken falling apart. Look at this. Watch this. Ready? Falling apart, falling apart, falling apart tender. It's what I like. It's what I like. The chicken is really nice and golden. There's not a ton of like, you know, fat rendered all in there because we did that and then we discarded it, but it was hot. But like I said, if you want to make this even easier and skip the searing process, just use boneless, skinless chicken thighs and then just proceed to just layer everything in your casserole dish and bake it the same exact way and you'll be golden. It won't be as golden crust on top, of course, but look at this. Like, that is so delicious. The rice is so flavorful. The chicken is really moist and juicy and delicious. I put a little parsley on top, but like I said, when you go to serve it, make sure you're adding a little bit of parm on that rice. Fantastic. The recipe's on LauraInTheKitchen.com. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. So good.